Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. I was just saying to Russ, it means a lot to me as sometimes a check will come in the mail from someone that has never attended this church, but someone that I've known from wherever, another church a long time ago. And it just means a lot to know people are tuning in. And it is encouraging because these are really kind of discouraging days. I mean, just to be honest, there's not a lot of things that are exactly the way that we'd like them to be. I think that is what a lot of us would say. Then I was reminded of a psalm. So I want to share just some words from Psalm 42. As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When can I go and meet with God? Then he says, these things I remember as I pour out my soul, how I used to go with the multitude, leading the procession to the house of God. You know, I've read that many times, but this year that's taken on new meaning because there's gatherings that we just haven't been able to have. Heidi and I were just talking about this past summer. We didn't have any picnics. No picnics, no grilling hamburgers, no Joe Wagner flipping the burgers, no going over to Patriot Park. It just didn't happen. Miss those things. So all sorts of different things like that. He goes on to say, why are you downcast, O my soul? Why so disturbed within me? That's the line that really struck me. Why are you downcast, O my soul? You know, we have a soul. C.S. Lewis, I think, is the one who said that I am a soul, I have a body. I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. But let me just finish a few more words here. He says, put your hope in God. My soul is downcast within me, therefore I will remember you, Lord. Deep calls to deep. So here's the thing. We do have a soul. We have this internal operating system. It's our mind, our will, our emotions. I put it this way, that if you took planet Earth, and this is not an encouraging thought probably, but if you took planet Earth and you ran it through the sun, nothing would be left except your soul and my soul. Souls survive. You talk about a soul survivor or whatever, but the soul is eternal. Our bodies are temporal. Now, God says we're going to get new bodies. That's cool, and it sounds better all the time. But what do we do with our soul? We need to listen. Sometimes it's like, I found myself a couple weeks ago just being kind of down. And then I just I'm like, okay, take some time, listen to your soul. Take care of your soul. You know, a little self-talk. I mean, yeah, I need to talk with God, but sometimes I just need to be honest and say, well, no, I don't like these circumstances. And I miss being able to gather the way that we used to. I miss all sorts of things. Holidays. I mean, it takes an emotional toll. It does affect us. You know, sometimes I go to the dentist and, you know, if you're like me, you know, have you flossed? Have you done that? Actually, I'm pretty good with flossing. Probably should brush more than I do. So, but, you know, the dentist will start getting on you, you know, you only get like these are your only teeth or whatever. Oh, it's pretty wild that you started with these little ones and they dropped out and you got that's a really cool thing how God did that one. I'm going to have to ask him about that. But the point is you only get one soul. And there are times when I'm sitting in the dentist chair that I'd like to ask him, what are you doing about your soul? Because that lives on forever, except, you know, they've always got implements in your mouth, and that's kind of frustrating for a preacher. I like what Peter says, that we need to recognize something. And so in 1 Peter chapter 2, he says, dear friends, I warn you as temporary residents and foreigners. We're just temporary residents here. Our souls live on forever. And there's going to be values here that we're not always going to blend in with as God's people. But he warns us to keep away from worldly desires that wage war against your very souls. There are things that we can do that damage our internal operating system. Not necessarily forever, but they can mess us up even for a day or two. Worldly desires, things that are contrary to God's ways, that can really mess with us. I just want to urge you today, listen to your soul, take care of your soul. You only get one. Let God touch your soul today. God bless you.